We have been building since the dawn of time. Now it's time to build your home service business smarter with ServiceTitan, and Titan Pro Technologies is here to help you navigate and unlock its full potential. Welcome to Titan Talk.
Hello, hello, hello. It is another beautiful Thursday. We're getting ready to start our webinar today. We're going to kind of wait a little bit for everybody to start piling in. And those of you that might be joining us today, we would love it if you guys would put in where you're located, what line of business you're in, and that way we can kind of see where everybody's at. So this will be really exciting. Do we have them coming through? All right. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about your margin adoption and reporting. So we're going to kind of be going over that. We'll have Bernie joining us a little bit later. And for those of you that don't know me, I am Jennifer. I'm the COO of Titan Pro Technologies. We're going to go and dive into like your gross profit margins, reporting, job costing. I know these things are all a little bit touchy subjects. We have a lot of our clients that are just like, I don't want to talk about that right now. I don't want to go through it, but we're going to kind of go through the different processes and take a look and see what we can do to get you guys all going within them. Yay, we've already got our first one in there. So very good. Let's go. Again, guys, what city are you in? What state maybe? What line of businesses you're in? New Jersey. Love it. Very exciting. You're not very far from where I'm at. I'm actually in office today. It's amazing. We're all in here trying to make sure we're getting everybody set up. Looking forward to it here. Oh, Philadelphia. Tree preservation. Nice. How long have you been on ServiceTitan? Anybody else? How many we got coming in here? There's Andrew. Very good. Love it when we get our team members going. January. Very good. We'd love to talk to you, see how it's going with you. We are going to be putting up a QR code. We do want to bring everybody in. If you guys are interested and you're on ServiceTitan, that you would like to have an account analysis done, which we'll do for free. We'd love to be able to take care of that for you guys. Oh, Bill made the right connections and got you through. That is amazing. Yeah, Bill's pretty incredible. For those of you who don't know who Bill is, you definitely need to know. All right. Looks like everybody's kind of filtering in. Plymouth meeting. Oh, you're in PA. Okay. Plumbing, HVAC, heating. Very nice. I'd love to talk with you as well. You're not far from us here. Very good. How many more we got coming in? Those of you that have been on our webinars with us, we're going to do something a little bit different this time. I really want to have the interaction and the chatting. So definitely when you guys are chatting in, we're going to have some good questions that we want to go on with. Oh, New York, Binghamton. Nice. Virginia, Bradley Mechanical. Nice. Trying to see all of the different ones coming through. I love it. So we're going to do a little more interaction with our webinar today. So there's some questions and stuff we kind of want to go through. Want to see where you think you are, what you know, and be able to kind of do some assessments as we go through. Massachusetts, South Carolina. Love it. We got a whole bunch of East Coasters here. Buffalo, New York. Very, very good. All right. So do you want to go ahead and pull up our slides here. Let's get started. So what we're going to be going over today is the ServiceTitan decisions that quietly impact your margin, your adoption, and your reporting. So it's the job costing decisions your team makes every day and whether your numbers can be trusted. So we're going to kind of go through each one of those. And again, I'm the COO of Titan Pro Technologies. I have 8+ years of ServiceTitan coaching across HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, and then I've been inside hundreds of accounts, and job costing is where I spend most of my time, especially with accounting and making sure purchase orders and things like that are going through, payroll and that kind of thing. Bernie should be joining me here a little bit later. He's the director of sales here at Titan Pro Technologies. He works directly with the trades business owners every day to identify where ServiceTitan is costing them money, usually in their job costing setup. So he'll be in here a little bit later to help us out. So before we start, we want to know where you are right now. So the first question is, what is your gross profit show in ServiceTitan right now? So drop a number or range, not what you hope it is, what the system actually shows. So what is your average percentage of what your gross profit is at currently? And if you don't know, just say you don't know, but give us kind of a range of where you think it is. We want to make sure you're doing your costing in there correctly. Let's see. Do we have any coming in? I don't know. Thank you for being honest. That's amazing. We'll definitely go through and show you how we can start to make sure that you guys do. All right. So the next question, though, is when's the last time you looked at the jobs costing screen on an invoice? Does anybody even know where that's at? So if you go in on the invoice side within ServiceTitan, depending on what invoice you're in, and you click on the flyout window to the left at the bottom where it says job costing, that's where you're going to be able to see your payroll expenses, your performance pay, your actual costs, your committed costs, labor burden, and any of the other material costs and stuff that you might also have in there so that you can actually see where your gross margin is, your gross profit, and be able to line that out. Definitely, we want, by the end of this, we would love to hear back from you guys because we'd love to see if you're going in and actually checking it afterwards and kind of giving us like an update of what it is you're seeing and what's happening with those, because we'd really like to see where you're at and how we could help you. And those of you that have been in there, have seen it, do you trust your GP number in ServiceTitan, right? So it's either yes, I trust it, sort of, no, but I don't know why, or you're just using a spreadsheet outside of ServiceTitan. We'd love to know if you guys even know what that is. I know we've got some of them that have responded saying, you just don't know. Got it. So we've got a no there. Oh, a whole lot of no's. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, you guys are in the right place for us today. So I'm excited. Oh, I got one yes. Oh, yep. There's the infamous Bill Roselle. So he definitely knows what he's got in there for sure. So very, very, very good. So as we go through, your ServiceTitan GP number might not be real, right? So, and you'd have no way of knowing it because it looks completely normal on the screen. So let's just say your GP shows 77%. Actual job costs, right? So it's 485 revenue. 427 was your real costs. So your real GP should have been 12%, but the system's showing like 77% because two cost sections were missing. So you're not putting in your purchase orders. You're not putting in any material costs. So all of that's going to break that reporting and you're not going to see where you actually are. So you don't know if you're actually losing or if you're actually making money. So missing costs are invisible. So ServiceTitan calculates gross margin percentage using whatever costs are entered. So if those fields are blank, then they're going to throw an error and they're just going to show $0, right? Did we get one come in that's saying their percentage there? Nice. So 71%. Love that. That's very good. We have a lot of people that are literally sitting at like 90 something because they're not expensing anything. So very, very good. Good to know you're honing those in. So decisions made on wrong data, right? So pricing decisions, hiring decisions, whether to take on more work, all made with confidence on a number that isn't real. Use labor burden to capture recovery rates, so overhead to get the margin instead of the gross margin. Okay. Definitely would love to talk with you about that. Are you doing that outside of ServiceTitan or in ServiceTitan? Because I definitely have a tool that you can actually do for all of those overhead costs so that you can really figure out what that cost is per hour. Oh, good. Okay. Good to know you're doing it in ServiceTitan. So in 8 years of coaching these businesses, I've seen this in majority of accounts when we do an audit. It's the most common and the most expensive. It's a silent problem in ServiceTitan. And we want to be able to help with that. Oop. What we're going to cover together, right? So how job costing actually works in ServiceTitan, the real formula in every cost section it depends on, the 4 costs that break the most often, what's missing in your in most accounts and why it's invisible, live demo, so job costing tool and a real job. We kind of have some mock-ups of them. We'll open the tool and walk through it together. The 4 reports that catch the problem, so job costing, GP anomaly, master pay files, and then the business unit gaps. And then there's that priority fix sequence, what to fix first so you're not overwhelmed. And then we'll have like a live Q&A as we go through to be able to make sure that, we can get some answers for you guys as we go through. ServiceTitan calculates your GP from 7 cost buckets. If any of these are $0 when they shouldn't be, your GP is going to be wrong. So your GP, so your gross profit percentage, is equaled by your revenue minus total costs divided by revenue times 100. So that's your materials. So if you're not actually making sure that your materials are in the price book and or attached to the back of service tasks within ServiceTitan, you're not going to get any job costing. And it also essentially helps you when you're going to pull those purchase orders as well. Equipment, right? So if there's no cost fields off of those equipment, you're not going to be able to get that costing as well. Purchase orders, so those PO vendor bills on the job. So when the guys go out to the different locations and things like that, and they're being able to pull that for even if it's for service or even install. If you don't have anything within those purchase orders, you're just not going to know what those costs are either. Labor pay, so hourly, overtime pay, and payroll adjustments. Each section must be configured and populated for the GP percent to reflect reality. So again, I know we saw the one saying that she was definitely using the labor burden, which is great. It definitely helps with that. And anything in labor burdens over the top of that is anything above and beyond whatever their hourly rate would be. So maybe uniforms, maybe cell phones, vehicle payments, that kind of maintenance type stuff. Like I said, uniforms, PPOs, that kind of stuff. Being able to cost effective, for that per hour makes a big difference so that you can actually really hone that in as well. Then there's your performance pay, so commissions, bonuses, spiffs, being able to see that on your job costing window as well. Especially, in gas. Yes, I have that in there as well. I would love to share that with everybody later on. But being able to effectively see this not only at the job level, but you can also do that at the project level. So being able to see the two is really clear for you to make those decisions, especially business decisions later on. So a quick check, yes or no, or not sure in the chat. Do all your price book items have a cost? Not 0 entered. That's the material and equipment buckets. Blank equals 0 cost on every job. So it's either yes, no, or not sure of whether or not those are all entered into there. We got a yes. Nice. Or a test. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Good job. Yes, for materials. Smiley face. Love that. Love the interaction. Thank you so much. All right. So the next one, though, does labor burden show up on your technician's job costing screen? So again, that's where that flyout is, right? So, and it's under settings, people, technicians, and then payroll. Because again, we want to make sure we're always including them in the payroll. So even if they're in hourly or if they're going to be commission, and it has to be checked, and the pay type must match actual pay. So again, hourly, commission, or both, only if they earn both. So we want to make sure those are always set up. And again, that's always above and beyond what you would normally pay out. So Christina, oh, it looks like you're still building out your price book. That would be something we can definitely help with. So definitely, there's going to be a QR code up, guys, later. We would love to do a free analysis of your guys' accounts and be able to really also take a look at your price books. So if there's anything we can definitely do to help with that, please, 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 please use that QR code up in the top right-hand corner and book with us today. We'll get you guys all set up and get you moving forward. Also, next question is, do you use purchase orders in ServiceTitan when techs get parts? So if a tech buys parts of the supply house without a PO in ServiceTitan, those costs are invisible. You're going to see it come over as a bill within your QuickBooks, right? But it's not necessarily going to show up in ServiceTitan so you can see where your actual expenses are going. Oh, there's Lance. Thank you, Lance. Good job. So we want to make sure everybody's using purchase orders and those are getting filled out. One of the biggest thing with my clients, and I've noticed this quite a bit, is they're not sure how to use purchase orders and what that looks like. Too many of them, right? We get in there and we find out they don't even have like more than 2 vendors. Like within ServiceTitan, of course, there's that main default vendor. We get in and we see there's only 1 vendor. I'm like, what do you mean, right? So we want to make sure we're getting more vendors in there, everything that you're purchasing from with regards to any of your materials, any items you're using, that type of deal. So we want to make sure those are all in there and honed in. John, we would love to talk with you. I see that. That's amazing. With purchase orders, like I said, that's the biggest thing we see is people don't know how to get it started, how to make sure it gets filled out. And honestly, they worry about their techs in the field being able to fill them out. You'd be amazed at how easy it is, how great it is to track it back, receiving it, making sure everything's being accounted for at the job level, at the project level. There's also requisitions. We go into all of that. But that is the best way for you to be able to see where you're at. Because too many times with a client, and this is, I see this more times than I'd like to admit, they're like, oh, it's so easy. We can go do that job for like $400. And we find out that their actual costs and, their guys were on it 8 hours, whatever that might be, they've just paid to go do that job, right? So definitely honing that in, seeing what you're paying out with labor burden and, what you're paying per hour, the purchase orders, what's your expenses, getting all of that built out. That's when you're going to start to hone that in and know exactly your numbers. Our team, especially around here, the biggest thing is know your numbers, right? So we want to be able to help facilitate that for everybody that we work with. Next question is, are your business unit assignments correct? Do you have them set to the right trade, the right GLs, right QuickBook class? So ServiceTitan requires a business unit at booking, right? So, but if we're putting the wrong business unit with the job types, we're just not getting in there correctly. And especially if you have on the backside of your business units, if you have classes that are going over to QuickBooks, if they're misclassifying that because they don't know, they don't know what everybody knows, right? Like, so if you have like your CSRs, whoever's doing your job booking, If they don't know what this affects on the backside and what the importance of those business units are, and you do have them broken up in classes, you're going to end up with really poor reporting, right? So it's garbage in, garbage out. We want to be able to help to make sure that that gets cleaned up and that you've got the right information in there. So definitely, making sure the revenue coded is coded, revenue coded to the wrong trade skews your P&L, and QuickBook class mapping silently breaks that as well. So definitely another thing we go through, double check, want to make sure everything's good to go there. So again, love to do an analysis, reach out to us. We'd love to get that set up. So the 4 cost failures we find first, these show up in most accounts we audit on day 1. So price book cost fails, material shows $0 on every job. So every service item, material, and equipment item in your price book has a cost field. If it's blank, that item appears as $0 cost on every job. Blank cost field equals 100% margin. Your best month on paper might be completely fiction. So again, garbage in, garbage out. Labor burden not flowing, so tech costs missing from every job. So labor burden equals your payroll taxes, benefits, overhead. Tech must be included in payroll. That's number 1. Number 2, have pay type matching the actual pay. So hourly if hourly only, commission if commission only, or both only if they're earning both. Set wrong and every job shows $0 burden. POs not created or not received, so parts cost invisible to job costs. When techs buy parts in the supply house without creating a PO in ServiceTitan, or when POs are created but never marked as received, these costs don't appear in job costing. The job looks more profitable than it actually is. The next one's going to be any wrong business unit corrupts your trade, P&L silent late. So ServiceTitan requires a business unit to book, but a wrong business unit is just as damaging. So revenue coded the wrong trade skews your P&L by trade, and your QuickBooks class mapping without any warning. So verify every business unit has the correct GL account, trade, and QuickBooks class. So this is kind of a mock-up, right, of a complete job costing screen looks like. So when you're looking at that flyout, you're going to be able to see the initial of what the actual invoice is. Then it's going to go down into your payroll. So like your payroll commissions, your payroll adjustments, your labor burden, and then it's going to go into your actual materials and then your purchase orders for the costing as well. So that's where you're going to be able to come down to see your gross margin. As you can see with this, Ryan, right? So the total revenue is at $68.50. That's what they sold it for. That's what they did it for. But then your gross margin, because it's only saying, some of the labors off of it, some of the refrigerants off of it, capacitors off of it, you're sitting at 93.8. But if your guys were out there for a lot more time than they were supposed to, you're going to have the wrong gross profit. And we want to make sure that those are always correct, right? So making sure those costs are also involved makes a big difference. So same job, 2 sections missing. So GP goes from 12% to 77%, right? So if we don't have the labor burden, we don't have the material in there, definitely looks way off, and it's just not correct in there. So the total revenue, total costs, gross margin, you're just not getting everything reflected into there properly. Same with your payroll. Again, this is where it's going to be. So include in payroll must be checked for all technicians regardless of pay type. So not checked equals 0 labor burden on every job that is tech touches, cannot be fixed retroactively. And checked burden will flow to job costing for this tech going forward. Again, hourly, commission, or both. After fixing, open the master pay file report and click update for the tech's payroll period. Then check for the job costing screen. Burden should now appear. So every time a technician, one wrong setting, every job they touched was wrong with a GP. So we're going to do a quick quiz, right? So You open the job costing tool on an AC tune-up invoice. So revenue is $485. The tech used our 410A refrigerant and a capacitor from his truck. Those items were on the invoice. The materials section and job costing shows $0. The gross margin now shows 76.8. What's the most likely cause for that to be happening? So A is going to be the tech logged the wrong job type on this invoice. B, the price book items for R410A and the capacitor have blank cost fields. C, a purchase order wasn't created for the parts. And D, the job doesn't have a business unit assigned. Exactly. Very good, guys. She's got it. So it is going to be B. So blank cost fields in the price book, right? So the items are on the invoice. That's why the tech can put them there, but the price book record behind each item has a blank cost field. So ServiceTitan sees the item, calculates revenue from the retail price, but assigns zero cost to it. So material shows $0 and the margin looks great. C is wrong because parts on the truck invoice don't need a PO to show on materials. They come from price book items. The problem is the price book cost, not the PO. A and D are wrong because job type and business unit don't affect how costs calculate it. So fix it now, edit each price book item, and enter the real costs. 30 seconds per item. Find all of them, so export your price book, filter the cost column for blanks, and fix every row. Stop it reoccurring. Add cost as a required field for any new price book items you create. The reports that catch the problems, right? So they build these 4 reports, run them before you trust any GP number. So report 1 is your job costing report. So reports, new jobs template, add columns. So it's going to be your material costs, labor burden, PO costs, total costs, and then your gross margin percentage. So you can run those as a custom report within ServiceTitan. The next portion of that, because you can use that same report, is the GP anomaly report. So if you wanted to be able to call out and really see if that, you've got too high of a gross profit, so being able to filter it by that percentage in that last column, you'll be able to filter it by anything that's above 80%. And if you see more than 5 jobs, you have a cost configuration problem. This is the report I can run in the first 10 minutes of every new coaching call. If the anomaly list comes back with 50 plus jobs, I know exactly where we're spending our first 3 sessions. So we want to make sure those are really clean, guys. The other 2 reports is your master pay file, right? That's going to be able to tell you where your hourly is, your idle, however you're paying for your technician if they're hourly. And it also can break down any of the configurable payroll or any payroll adjustments as well. So that's a great way to be able to dive into that. If the text labor burden column is 0, their burden isn't flowing to job costing. So we want to make sure that those are all in there. And then any business unit gap reports. So reports, new jobs templates. So check your business unit. We've been working with a couple clients currently right now that they know it's, from the front end, it's just whatever, they're just booking calls. And they're finding out that the business unit's not matching the job type's not matching the business unit. And there's ways to also set that up so that it's a little more foolproof when booking jobs. So we want to make sure that we're able to set those correctly and actually do the right workflow for your company as well. Okay, so let's go back to what we dropped in the chat at the start. So you told us your GP at the start, some of you, right? So now you know how it's built. Does it feel real? Drop in the chat your number and what you're going to verify this week. So which cost section do you think is most likely missing in your account? Is it your price book cost fields? Is it the labor burden? Is it your POs not in ServiceTitan, or all 3? So be honest and let us know what you think that those sections are within your account. Maybe can we go to the comments? Okay. Let's see. Okay, we don't have anything coming through just yet. Let's go on to the next couple of them, right? So I just want to really have a good thought process with this, right? Have you ever pulled the job costing screen on a specific invoice before? And if you have, do you trust it? Did it look wrong? And never, but I'm going to do it today. Or you don't have access. Let's see, I have a different issue. Usually it's user error, not putting in the materials, or not clocking the job. Exactly, right? So this is, again, we train technicians like there's no tomorrow about we need you clocking in, we need you dispatching, we need you arriving. You have to get time on all of those jobs. So being able to do that, we absolutely help with that. We help with your whole team with that. We also help train them on how to pull those purchase orders. And if you're also doing it from the office side, we help on that side as well of making sure what the purpose is. What I think I find the most, right, is people think they're just going through the motions. They don't understand the purpose or what it causes or what does it affect down the line, right? So being able to give that why and that how and everything else for your team makes a big difference. And most of them, honestly, they just want to know. Like they just want to see what's the purpose? How am I doing it wrong? How do I fix it? Right? So really going through those different workflows is what we thrive on the most. We want to make sure everybody understands. We don't like that telephone game. Like we want to make sure everybody's always on that same page and not just, oh, I heard this. Oh, I saw this. We really like to hone in those standard operating procedures, the how-tos, the absolute workflows. That's what really drives us and our team to make sure everybody is well taken care of when we work with our clients. Which of the 4 reports are you building this week? So are you going to be doing the job costing, the gross profit anonymously? Oh my gosh, I'm tongue twisting in that one here. Master pay file and the business unit gap are all 4. So that would mean you're very, very serious. So if you're going to build them out, which ones do you think you're going to do this week? So where to start, right? The fix sequence. Fix in revenue, impact order, don't boil the ocean. So start with the dollar amount is the highest. So one blank cost field on a high volume item beats 10 naming fixes. So this week, we would export price book. Andrew, I'm glad you asked. That's what we're going to go through right now, right? So this week, export your price book, fix all blank cost fields, check every tech, include in payroll, pay type matches, actual pay structures, run the GP report. Anything over 80% is wrong. This month, right? Let's just eat this elephant one bite at a time. We run the master pay file, refresh any $0 burden periods, verify business unit accuracy. So right trade, right GL, right QuickBook class, build and save all 4 job costing reports, create purchase order workflow this quarter, right? So this one for parts, purchase at supply houses, audit business unit configuration, confirm each business unit maps correctly to your QuickBook class if you have classes, and add cost as a required field for new price book items. So definitely making sure those are all cleaned up. So this is where we're going to do a health check. This is, again, we're going to have some more interaction here. So drop your total in chat, 10-point job costing health check. So 1 point per yes, be honest. So number 1, all price book items have a real cost field, not $0, not blank. Number 2, every technician has include in payroll checked. 3, every technician has pay type set correctly for their pay structure. 4, Labor burden appears on job costing for all technicians. 5, purchase orders are created in ServiceTitan for supply house parts. 6, all POs are marked as received after parts arrive. 7, every job has the correct business unit assigned for that trade. Rachel, you're at a 9. Good job. 8, you have saved job costing reports with cost columns. 9, you have GP oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to say that word today. Reports saved. Filter the gross margin percentage greater than the 80%. And number 10, you've checked the job costing screen on at least one invoice this month. So 8 to 10, your GP is probably real. 5 to 7, you have missing cost to find. And under 5, book a call. There's money hiding in your account. So use that QR code up at the top right-hand corner. Book a call again with us to be able to do that account assessment. We love to go through that as well. So again, we're going to do another chat portion here, right? So one thing before Q&A, drop your score from the self-assessment. Then name the one thing you're doing this week to make your GP number more accurate. So your example is if your score was 4 out of 10, exporting my price book and fixing blank cost fields this week. So export price book plus fix all blank cost fields. Build and run the GP report. Open job costing on 5 real invoices this week. Verify technician pay type matches their actual pay structure. Run a business unit gap report. Verify correct business unit on all jobs. And the last one, which I'm hoping everybody's going to do, all of the above. I'm not playing around. I really want to see that you guys can hone those in and go through each one of those as well. And again, if you want help doing all of these things in your account, book a free GP audit at titanprotechnologies.com, or you can use the QR code in the top right-hand corner. Christina, I would love to talk to you with a 5. Awesome. Good job, Rachel. So you're going to get it. You have a score out of 9 out of 10. Build and run the GP report. So very, very, very good. So if you guys have any questions, how do you get started? How do we work? What do we want to do? Any question you might have about ServiceTitan, this is our Q&A time. So drop your questions in the chat. We'll answer them live. And also reach out today for a free account analysis. Use the QR code on screen. And again, there is our web address and our phone number to be able to reach out to us today. Yeah. So the other thing, so obviously with being the COO of Titan Pro Technologies, I have been coaching, hundreds of clients for the last 3.5 years. And we love being able to get into it. And there's a lot of things once we get in there, we see, quickly I can see where your sales are going, what's been completed, what's not been completed. Also really helping you guys with your Titan scores. We find a lot of clients don't even understand how to even look at those, how to even set those up. So that's another thing we want to be able to help with. So we would love to talk with you. Again, it's a free account analysis. We can kind of go everything through there. Let's see. Do you perform Jobber to ServiceTitan data conversions? Oh, yes. Yes. 1,000% yes. We can pretty much do any of those different conversions, help with making sure doing the onboarding with ServiceTitan. Actually, we are one of their partners. We actually are currently onboarding ServiceTitan clients with ServiceTitan. So we go through each one of those and work very closely getting everybody set up and get them to live so that you can start working in it. So we try to make sure you're really set up a lot better for success when going through that as well. But absolutely, David, we can help with that. Let's see. What's the next one there? First time joining. How often do these live videos? Oh, yeah. So we actually try to set up different things each month within the Titan Talks. So we've actually done some on Marketing Pro already, different reportings. Trying to think of all the different ones right now. And of course, this one was about the GP and being able to make sure your costs are getting accounted for in the system. That seems to be the biggest one currently. So we wanted to really touch on that. But yes, Rachel, we go through a little of this, a little of that. We'll have another one coming up next month, but we're going to do one of these every single month. So, and those of you, I'm just curious that have been on here, or maybe this is the first time, but do you guys like being able to answer some questions back and forth more? Does it foster more thinking through it and being able to have a Q&A at the end for any of those that have been on here before? Let's see. Is there a revenue size you recommend having before starting ServiceTitan? Honestly, I would love to see everybody on ServiceTitan. That's a whole other story. But ServiceTitan has kind of their own set that they want to have before you actually come on with them. So that's something that you kind of do with ServiceTitan. Love it. Rachel, I'm so glad you came for the first time. I hope you reach out to us. I would love to be able to talk with you and see what we can do to kind of help you guys out and just kind of see where you're at on your system. And I love that you're a 9 out of 10, by the way. So thank you for joining us. Actually, Rachel, are you going to be at Pantheon? Is anybody being at Pantheon? Who signed up for Pantheon? Who do you even know? Is there anybody on here that doesn't even know what Pantheon is? Oh, Rachel, see, that's why you're so good. I love that. You're not going to go this year. Oh, that's not good. Everybody loves the Super Bowl of ServiceTitan. So we will be at ServiceTitan. In fact, we're one of the sponsors at ServiceTitan. So for Pantheon, which is going to be in Orlando again this year in September, we would love to see you guys. We're going to have our own booth, massive booth. Love for everybody to kind of come by and see us. We'd love for you to reach out before that. But we would love to have everybody come by and see us. I hope everybody's getting to go to Pantheon. There's a lot of really cool stuff that comes out each time. There's a lot of amazing vendors, different people that even we partner with and work with that are actually going to be there as well. It's a great way to find out where is ServiceTitan going. One of my really favorite things is, like I said, I've been working in ServiceTitan for over 8.5 years. And I always think back to what did it look like 8.5 years ago to what it looks like now? It really is night and day. And what I've always loved about ServiceTitan is that they really listen. They listen to everybody, right? They're trying to always accommodate and make the product better. And there's definitely features that I've gotten to see over the years that have made my life easier, hopefully made everybody else's life easier. I was kind of a total nerd with all those. And if anybody's ever been involved with the Torch, or I think it's the Torch and the Spark program within ServiceTitan. And Rachel, she's a certified admin. So definitely getting that certification from ServiceTitan is a great way to go as well. And that, too many of our clients we've seen aren't even touching the surface of ServiceTitan. They're normally, maybe using 5%, right? So we would love to be able to help and get everybody up, to speed with those as well. Oh, yeah. Need a video on different types of features. Sometimes you just don't know the features there. Yeah, we go through, that's another thing we do with us, right? So we have to go through training and we also see those releases come through. So we try to put something out and together for all of our clients so that they can kind of go through what is the new feature? Who does it affect? What's the setup process of being able to do that? So we kind of go through that as well. We also, we have this amazing app that we've built that also has a client portal with our clients so that they can see and we can share tickets. We can go through different options. We have our meetings, so we record everything we do with our clients. So everything is always in there and accessible to each one of them as well. But we try to always build out those SOPs as those different things come available. Are there any features, changes that you wish to see added to ServiceTitan in the future? Oh my gosh. How many hours we got? That is one of my, everything that ServiceTitan's ever done, I do love it. As they've always expanded, they've always done new things. It's amazing all the different stuff within ServiceTitan, right? I'm sure there's many different things, and of course, our clients are always asking for something else. I love that they're starting to move towards the AI more with Atlas. But yeah, there's so many different things. There's things I'd like to see built out a little bit better. But there's definitely so many different things within there. And of course, Pantheon's going to be amazing to really see that of what they've got for their future within ServiceTitan as well. So Ant, are you going to be going to Pantheon? Have you been to Pantheon before? Doesn't look like we've got an answer on there. But yeah, so just kind of a little information if you ever guys do want to come on with us as a client. We love to get to know who our clients. Yeah, so Ant, please go. I see your message on there. But when we sign up with a client, we always want to make sure we're doing the right things by them, right? So it takes time. We work to get to know you. We learn your workflows. There is really a core within ServiceTitan that we really go through. But the coolest thing within ServiceTitan is there's a lot of things that you can modify for yourself, right? You can do your own business units, your own job types, your tags, your projects, those workflows as well. But as long as you really hone in those main core workflows so that you have good reporting, right? Again, we want to make sure we're getting good data in to get good data out. So when we do that, we hone that in with you. We're working with your CSRs. We're working with your dispatchers. We're working with your accounting team. We're working with the owners. We're working with, a little of everybody, your technicians, your sales managers. We kind of go through all of that, your production teams, install, subcontractors. We even help, make sure your subcontractors are taken care of, especially in the exteriors line. We go through everything. We touch everything. We set up your price books even. Our price book team is phenomenal. We really go through everything. We make sure we're getting all of your items, your materials, your equipment, building out your install books, your service books, roofing. We've been doing a lot of roofing and siding. But working with our clients, I don't even know where to even begin. It's such a joy, and you get to know them, you get to laugh with them, you get to cry with them. And that's been one of the most important things with us, within Titan Pro, and being able to make sure everybody's doing well and making sure that they're getting a return on investment, that they're getting their money in and, selling things for the appropriate amount. That's who Titan Pro is more than anything. And we really do live for that time with our clients. And so I really hope that everybody has scanned that QR code in the upper right-hand corner and that you're booking today for, that free account analysis so that we can go through that with you and be able to see how our team can help your team and become a partner within your guys' group. I do really appreciate everybody. I think we're about to time, and really, please reach out. We'd love to help you guys. I look forward to seeing everybody next month. Hopefully those that were new here today will see with us next week or next month and be able to go through the webinars with us. We will, if you guys also, we would love it if you even reached out, even if you just reached out. Maybe there's something you would like to know more, maybe there's something on training, something you'd like for us to do a webinar on, I would love to hear from you. Oh, yes. So, David, yes, we are actually. We love to be there for that go live. It's great. What we do is we get on site. We normally come in a day or two beforehand so that we can. Thank you for that question, by the way. So what we try to do is come in like a day or two beforehand, and we really hone in again, being there and going through like your accounting, your CSRs, your technicians. We do all that training again so that when you do that go live day, we're there. Like we're there that morning, ready to go. We're there to make those adjustments, those changes, those modifications, those questions that come in. We're there for your team to make sure that you have the best possible kickoff of being able to go live and that your whole team feels like they're supported. So absolutely, we can come on site. Absolutely. You're confident you have the costing correct. It's the labor materials. So John, I would really love it if you reach out to us for account analysis, because I would love to be able to tell you everything is perfect. So please reach out to us. We'd love to get that taken care of for you. Oh, Tiffany, I love that. So this is very helpful for you and you'd like some more training. Is there a contact number that I can call? Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you go ahead and click on that QR code and reach out that way, you'll also get a phone number. There is also a way to sign up to get an account analysis and everything else. So we'd love to hear from you today. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. I don't want to make sure, I want to be very cognizant of your guys' time. This has been great. I've enjoyed this so much. I look forward to hearing from all of you, even if it's just a reach out. But go and have a great day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next month. Take care, guys.